Hi guys, how are you doing? It's your boy Dave Partner. A social network called Path that was once a challenger to Facebook is shutting down. So it is that time again, folks. Time to say goodbye to a social media service from days past, following the shuttering of Clout earlier this year. Now Path, the one-time rival to Facebook, is closing its doors. According to an announcement made today, yes, you may be surprised to learn that Path was still alive. The 8-year-old service will close down in 1 month, October 18, but it will be removed from the App Store and Google Play on October 1st. Any remaining users have until October 18 to download a copy of their data, which can be done here. Path was founded by former Facebook product manager Dave Morin and ex-Napster duo Dustin Mirror and Sean Fanning. The company burst onto the scene in 2010 with a mobile social network app that was visibly pleasing and importantly limited to just 50 friends per user. That positioned it as more private alternative to Facebook with more additional design, bells and whistles. Although the friend restriction was moved to 150 and then 500, at its peak the service had around 50 million users and it was once raising money at a valuation of 500 million. Indeed, Google tried to buy it for $100 million when it was just months old. The startup has raised roughly $70 million from investors that included top Silicon Valley names like Index, Kleiner Perkins and Redpoint. But looks fade and social media is a tough place when you are not on Facebook, which today has over 1.5 billion active users and aggressively borrowed elements from Path's design back in the day. Path's road took a turn for the worse and much hyped startup lost staff, users and momentum and user data. The company tried to launch a separate app to connect businesses and users, the Path Talk, but that didn't work and ultimately it was sold to the Korea's Kakao, a messaging and internet giant. In an undisclosed deal in 2015, Kakao bought the app because it was popular in Indonesia, the world's fourth largest population, where Path had 4 million users, and the Korean firm was making a major play for that market, which is Southeast Asia's largest economy and growing market for internet users. However, Path hasn't kicked on in the last 3 years, and now Kakao is discarding it altogether. It is with deep regret that we announce that we will stop providing our beloved service, Path. We started Path in 2010 as a large team of passionate and experienced designers and engineers. Over the years, we have tried to lay out our mission through technology and design. We aim to be a source of happiness, meaning and connection to our users, the company said in a statement. Alright guys, and this is coming from TechCrunch. So the question now is, why do apps shut down? And some of you, I know many of you are developers. How is it that people will build apps, raise a lot of money, $70 million? After raising all this money, the company ends up shutting down within 8 years. What happens to all the money? Even if they were blowing $1 million per year, they wouldn't still directly shut down after 8 years. You get what I'm saying? How do people build apps and the thing shuts down? I think one of the problems with Path is that they were trying to challenge Facebook instead of building their own app. You understand? When you're building a platform to challenge another platform, you kind of lose innovation. You understand? I also think it's a totally stupid idea for anybody to show up and restrict, in this modern age, build a social network where the number of friends and followers that anybody can gain is just about 50. They basically slaughtered the social network with that. I think that was a key player that killed that social network. You know, when you're building a social network, it's supposed to grow organically. You understand? Why would it grow organically? Mostly because influencers will make more noise on it. Let's say I sign into your social network, and the first day I realize that I've gained over 200 followers the first day. What do you think I'll do on the second day? Guess what? On the second day, I'll show up telling all my friends. So it's like that because it now makes sense to me that I can build a business on it. For instance, imagine you that is watching this now, you join a social network and within the first 2 months you have 10,000 followers. What do you think you would do? You find yourself putting more and more content and doing whatever you did to raise 10,000 followers, sharing the social network on other social networks, inviting people, you know. So at the end of the day, um, immediately Pat came up with this very stupid idea of limiting the number of followers or friends 50 per user. That killed it. And let me tell you guys, this is killing WhatsApp right now without WhatsApp knowing. In a WhatsApp group, you can have maximum of 256 people. The reason why this is limiting WhatsApp and WhatsApp is gradually giving way to Telegram is because in Telegram, that number is 20,000. Is it, sorry, 100,000. So in a Telegram group, you can have 100,000 people. That is 100,000 people compared to WhatsApp that is 256. You see, so anybody that wants to do any meaningful long-term thing cannot use a WhatsApp group. You understand? The people that use WhatsApp groups are small individuals and small teams, classmates, associations. But if you want to run any real business or major adverts on Facebook or wherever to attract users to your business, Telegram is what you have to use. So I think that is what is affecting, that's what basically killed Path. Why did they limit it to 500? Why not open it? You understand? And see the magic that will happen. And I believe this thing happens when people who have money but haven't actually built a couple of apps and tried it out, start a business. You understand? They come up with very utopian whack ideas that don't make sense. So now these people have blown $70 million in 8 years. Like, how do you blow $70 million in 8 years on a simple app? You understand? That's about almost 9 million. Yeah, $9 million per year. That's how much they blew. At the end of the day, they still failed. Because what? They aren't looking at the things that would have made them successful. If you look at successful social networks, you see that they did something. They rewarded their influencers early on, even though some of them eventually took away that reward. Like when Instagram was starting, many celebrities were having 20 million followers, 15 million followers. But as soon as Instagram settled down, they crashed the number of followers such celebrities have. Same thing with YouTube. YouTube was granting so many views to different videos and all. Like when Gangnam Style came out, YouTube granted it a whole lot of views. Eventually, YouTube had to smash that view. You understand? So as Gangnam Style was getting a lot of views, what does it mean? People, all news media started carrying the news, and eventually more people joined and went to YouTube to see this video that had a lot of views. And what does it mean? It means more people coming to YouTube. So rewarding your influencers could help your app grow. For some of you that are building apps, you should pay attention to that. Don't go and make a very stupid decision of limiting the number of people that can be in the app. All right, so it turned out that they were able to build a separate app in the process, and then they sold it out. And still, they couldn't figure out what their main problem was, to the point that their parent company had to discard it altogether. You understand? And sometimes another reason why apps get boring and then eventually collapse is because the founders killed innovation. You understand? Some companies totally kill innovation. So they show up and then anybody that is becoming innovative, they fire the person and then retain the people that are obeying instructions all the time, 100% of the time. Initially, you may not notice the difference, but the thing is that over the years, the apps start becoming boring and more boring and more boring. So some companies show up and then they try to remove whatever makes the company innovative. For instance, innovative staff need to sleep in the office when they want to. You understand? You need to put food in the office so that they don't have to go outside to go buy food. A lot of things you have to do for innovative people. You understand? Just for them to be able to become innovative. But once you remove all those things, it becomes a regular good old company. And what happens? Um, Innovation will gradually die out of the product, and then users will gradually move over to another product. All right, guys, I would like to know what you think. Let me know in the comment section below. Let us have a good discussion. Thank you very much. See you. What do you think about Path? And if this is the first time you are watching any of my videos, click the red subscribe button below. There's a red button below. Click on it once so that any time I make a new video, you will be the first to get a notification. All right? Thank you very much. See you.